Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to end of day market update. This is weekly chart of NDX. Let's start with that. You can see we are now very close to this red line. And if you watch my videos, if you're a regular member, you know what I'm talking about. So I think we're very close to getting a bottom. We don't necessarily need to go to all the way to the red line, but worst case, there is still a little bit room left. So from today's close, to the bottom of trend line. This red line is around 2%. So it is possible we can go a little bit lower, but it doesn't really need to. Okay, so we are right now about to make a bottom very, very soon. And the reason I'm saying that is you can see these EMA lines, focus on this green and red line. We always go between these lines and make a bottom. Okay, in a bull market, we always touch green line. We sometimes go very close to the red line. You can see like here, came very close to red line and then we bottomed. And again, you can see, so you can see this repeat of this scenario every time in a bull market. This is one of the shortest bull market. You can see every time we come in these lines, bottom here. Even if I go further out, you can see this was 2016. We always come close to red line, we bottom, we sometimes just touch green line and then bounce, and sometimes we touch red line and then bounce. So we're very close to the bottoming phase. You just got to be patient. If you are a bull, you should be looking to buy around here, and do not look for 1 or 2 days volatility. If you can hold for a month or two or until December, that would be the best. And I'm expecting a new all-time high. Okay, so I'm expecting from here at least we can easily go 15% top from here. Okay, so if you're patient, if you can hold till Christmas, I think we have a lot of higher prices in store, in my opinion. All right, so now triple Qs is what you can use to buy NDX. This is the ETF triple Q. You can see same thing. And let's quickly go to 1 hour chart. Let me hide these indicator. Let's bring in the regular indicator which I have, or maybe let's go to EMA lines to make life easier. Give me a second. Here you go. And let me hide. Let's go to regular trading hours. And let me hide these EMA lines. You can see what's happening here. These are 1 hour EMA, NDX. I can even go to NDX to show you better. You can see 1 hour, and you can see we had a gap down on Thursday, and this was 20th of September. And even today, I mean not today, here on here you go, on Monday we also had a gap down. Okay, so there's another gap here. So let me add that line here so you can see how many gaps we got. Another gap here. All right, so if I zoom out, you can see what's happening. We're going lower on higher momentum on PPO and RSI. You can see here PPO is going higher. You can see we're making new lows, and even RSI, you can see here we're going higher. All right, and we got a 1 hour buy signal, green dot here on RSI, and green line is above red line, so that's a buy signal. And you can see if I zoom out, you can see all these yellow lines are the gaps to fill. And from here to the top of the gap from where we closed, we are almost around 8.5 to 9% away. Okay, so if you can hold for, let's say, a month or so, it's quite possible we can go there. Okay, now October can be a little bit bearish as well, so there is possibility we will go from here higher, fill this gap on NDX. Let's go to triple Qs to show this is the cash index you can buy, and you can see what I think could happen. We can go fill this gap, so we should definitely get a bounce very, very soon. Fill a couple of these gaps, 358, 364. We can fill this gap, and then we can make another a lower low, or we can make higher low and then bounce. Okay, so regardless, a bounce is coming, and then if you can hold for long term, next couple of weeks to a couple of months, we'll be here making a new all-time high, in my opinion. And this is your golden opportunity to buy. If you missed buying this, do not regret later on. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Very good opportunity to buy right now. SPY, same thing here. You can see this daily chart. This is a trend line here, now below this trend line, but we can see this candle. This could be a reversal candle. This looks like a Thor hammer. Usually it comes at the top or the bottom. Okay, that means price came all the way down, and then buyers stepped in. Okay, and now from here there are a couple of gaps here, all these yellow lines, so we can fill this gap like triple Qs. We can either come back to fill this gap. 422 is it's slightly little bit left there, fill this gap fully later on in October, or we can start making higher lows and then go higher. Okay, so I don't know. Let's go with this scenario for now, which is my preferred scenario, because looks like even if I go to volume, if I bring in volume, you can see heavy volume. We are getting a heavy volume buying right now, and even triple Qs, you can see good volume of buying. So that usually occurs near the bottom. And let me again hide these volumes. Hold on, how can I get rid of this? So here you go. There you go. And okay, so this is what my preferred scenario is. All right. And also on futures, if I go to 1 hour chart on futures, you can see what's happening here. You can see we're going lower on higher momentum. So same thing, you can see higher momentum on PPO, higher momentum on RSI. So what does that mean? That means your price is making lower lows, but momentum PPO and RSI is going high. To trade this, you can draw a trend line. If you want to be very conservative, wait for this trend line to break. And you can see here today we came very close to breaking this trend line, and then price action stopped right there. Same thing on Nasdaq. You can see we're making higher momentum, and you can also again draw this trend line on Nasdaq, and you can wait for this break of this trend line. It could have already broken, and it's just back testing. Let's see, but we're very close to bottom in my opinion. Dow Jones. Let's quickly go to Dow Jones DIA ETF. Let me find that ETF here. Here you go. So Dow Jones also looks like same thing here. So I think my preferred scenario is go higher, make a higher low, and then start going towards new all-time high. IWM is going to be a bit weaker. So, but although I think we should expect a bounce, and then maybe make a, I don't know if you're going to make a higher low and then bounce. But I don't think IWM is going to go to all-time high. I think most likely triple Qs and Nasdaq and SPY will go to all-time highs. All right. And gold, you can see gold here came very close. Wow, you can see this worked out perfectly. You can see very close to this bottom, so a little bit more left, say 1870, almost there, guys. So that will be a very good time to buy gold, and I think that could be a potential bottom before we go higher. Silver now breaking this trend line, but this could be a stop rate. So let's see if silver can recover very soon tomorrow or not. Let's see. That will be if the silver can recover, equities can recover, then I think that's going to be very good for gold miners and other sectors. So you can see Newmont Mine, biggest gold miner. I think it's making a new 52 weeks low. And there is also a gap here, this dotted line 36.91, so it could be a little bit far away. So tomorrow we could get a quick dump to fill this gap and then go higher. And you can see all these yellow lines are the gap to fill on the top. Gold miners, also another gap down, and there was a gap here which is filled now. I deleted that, and now this is a perfect opportunity to buy. You can see what's happening. We made a new low, and with some divergence on gold miner, you can see we have PPO is going higher, and you can also see RSI is also going higher. So you can see easily here what we are making. We are making a divergence, so higher momentum. Although I don't have a buy signal yet, for buy signal I want to see a green dot on RSI and red line, a green line going above red line. But anyhow, you can still step in a bit early if you can hold for long term. I think this is a good time to buy gold miners as well. All right, let's keep moving on to natural gas. You can see natural gas looking very nice, just following this trend line. Nothing changed, so look to buy on this trend line. Crude oil was explosive move today on crude oil, making a new breakout today. Let's see a little bit of left here. If I can make something like this, almost there. So let's see if crude oil wants to break out, or if it can come down, sell off from here. We do have a little bit of divergence on PP and RSI, but this looks like very bullish. If you get another bullish pump, then this resistance is going to be broken, and then we're going to probably look for new all-time highs above $100. Okay. Dollar is breaking out, so there was a gap here, so I'm going to get rid of this is deleted now. So dollar is breaking out, so now this became a lot of support instead of resistance, so that's not good news for Bitcoin and gold. But if you get any sell-off, that should be better for Bitcoin and gold. But let's see. I would really like to see a rejection right now here. And if you go to 1 hour chart, you can see making a new high with still lower momentum on PP and RSI. Okay, so I really like to see dollar fair right here, right now. Bitcoin again, I have a red dot, and let's zoom in and see for green line still not below red line on PPO. So far so good. So as long as this is holding, Bitcoin can still bounce. We are a little bit below this trend line, so that's a bit of concern. Let's see if we can adjust this slightly here. I don't have a good trend line here. Not really. So I'm going to leave it as it is. So undo this. So it's still below this trend line, but we are now on the support here. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this trend line because it's not looking good here. So you can see Bitcoin is now on support, this horizontal support. So let's go with that. And if we can hold here, although I did get a red dot yesterday, but let's see if this can hold here. If it can hold, this can go with the explosive move to the upside, and the next resistance could be around 32k. Ethereum, let's zoom in and let's see if there's anything changed here. Ethereum still holding very nicely. Green line is above red line. Nothing changed. And also I'm going to get rid of this trend line because it's of no use here. You can see horizontal line, this is a support line, it's right in the support line, and then I did get a green dot just now. Futures are giving me green dot, which is a good sign. Looks like Ethereum is ready to run, and Bitcoin I still don't have a green dot. So Ethereum can give us an indication what's about to come. All right. And Apple breaking down. But you can see what's happening on Apple. So we made a new low with higher momentum on PPO and RSI. You can see PPO is higher. Price is making a new low. And even RSI, you can see here, RSI is also higher. Okay, so you can say new low with higher momentum on PPO and RSI. And right in the support box. So there is a gap here. I don't know if it's going to come all the way to fill this gap at 166. If it does, look to buy there, and if it not, then it's ready to pump, and all these gaps are to the upside. You can see from today's close to the top, almost 15% pump possible on Apple. Tesla down 1.48%, but again holding this trend line very nicely. It closed right on this trend line, and it can still bounce from here. Microsoft also on the support line here, and looking good for a bounce. Google 1.5% up, came to the support box and now looking to bounce. Let's go to 1 hour chart and see. I think we're going to get rid of this. This gap is filled. So let's go back to daily chart, and looks like now it's getting ready to fill these gaps. Meta again in the support trend line here. Okay, so let's see. Meta should be able to bounce from here. This is a massive reversal candle. Looks like Amazon is also, you can see, made a new low. I don't see any bullish change in momentum yet, and so 1 hour chart is showing a little bit of momentum. You can see new lows, but higher momentum on PPO and RSI. You can see RSI is also higher. So I think Amazon could be getting to bottom here, and there's a gap here. Maybe it will fill now and then go higher, or it's going to go bounce and then come back. I don't know, but let's see how it goes. But I think it's getting ready to bottom very, very soon. Netflix already looking like it's holding and trying to bottom out. You can see it's just holding here with higher momentum on PPO and RSI. So all tech stocks looks like it's getting ready to hold. Snowflake, same thing. NVDA also holding. So good signs overall. AMD up 2%, very good sign, and it gapped up. There's also a gap here around 100. So I think AMD is also looking good for a bounce. Toronto Stock Exchange, again, massive downside move, no momentum change. PPO, still nothing here. So let's go to 1 hour chart. Still no divergence. So maybe it will make another new low tomorrow, quick low, and then show divergence. Hang Seng Index. Again, you have to wait for break of this trend line. Nothing changed so far. So again, you can see this is China. It found resistance here, and now it's just basically not able to go above that. So 18,900 is where you wanna see if these guys can hold it here. All right. And bounce from here. I do have divergence on PPO and RSI, so that is a good news. But divergence don't anything. Let's wait for this trend line to break. All right, and let's see what else is here. Let's look at bonds. You can see bond here. Wow, again make a new low. But again, still I have divergences. So bond keep making new low, but with divergences. Actually, RSI is now deleted a divergence, so I have to delete this. Only PPO is showing divergence. RSI is bearish, so that's not a good sign. But let's see. I think it's over oversold, so a short-term bounce is possible. You can see this red background in RSI. That means it's very oversold. Copper in the buy zone here. This is where you want to buy copper. Right here, palladium also in the buy zone. This is where you want to buy palladium. Wheat also in the buy zone, could be coming for a back test again, but this is all consolidation trying to bottom out here. Corn also trying to bottom out here, making a new low with higher momentum on PP and RSI. Soybeans also is in the buy zone. Sugar holding this trend line very nicely, so it can come a little bit more lower, and that will be a good time to buy. And we already covered gold miners. Let's look at sectors. XLK, health, tech sector. Looks same as Apple, looking for a bottom very soon, bounce and maybe make a higher low and then go higher. XLE, wow, massive bounce. I think it created a gap, so let's add that here. So the gaps are created, so I'm going to make bottom gap green, top gap red, sorry, yellow, and even here looks like there was a gap here, so let's make that here. So there's another gap here. XLV, let's go to daily chart. Healthcare, oh wow, came to the trend line. This is the time you want to buy, and it filled this gap, looks like. So I'm going to delete this very nicely, fill this gap to the dot. So healthcare is trading out very nicely now. I think it's ready for a bounce. And then XLU, you can see here, XLU is also on, actually XLU is breaking down, which is not a good sign. The only hope we have is PPO showing higher momentum, but RSI is starting to, yeah, there's no momentum on RSI, so I'm going to delete this. Utilities is looking very, very weak, and you can see here still there's no divergence on 1 hour chart, so XLU is not looking good. But you can see if I zoom out a bit, this is where it should be. You can see it's right near support area here. You can see this whole area. It can come undercut a little bit sometimes. So it might be undercutting, and now it's going to get ready to bounce. But utilities is good to hold for long term. Also, these guys play a lot of dividends. Industrial also looking like it wants to bottom soon. There's also a gap here around 97. I don't know if it's going to be filled first. My probable scenario is bounce, make a higher low, and then getting ready for a new all-time high. Real estate, same thing in the buy zone here. Nothing changed. Financials breaking down, but came very close to filling this gap around 32.87. Let's see if we get a bounce, then come back, fill this gap, and then go there, or we're gonna go directly from here. Maybe tomorrow we fill this gap and then go higher. Okay, so both scenarios are possible, so let's go with that. KRE getting close to the bottom. 39.69 is the target, so very close to the bottom. From here, if we come back here to fill this gap, we look to buy that there. I think these are all the sectors. Let's see if there's anything else interesting. Let's quickly give you levels for now. Actually, let's look at VIX. VIX is down 3.8%, and this gap is filled now, so you can delete this. I was telling you this gap is there. So now I think there's there's not this gap. So there's gap around purple line. So looking for this gap to fill. And if it comes down, that's going to be bullish for all the equity market. You can see we were going lower on higher momentum on PP and RSI. That played out. So I'm going to delete this now because this thing played out. Divergence played out on VIX, and now it's I think it should be heading lower from here. If you go to 1 hour chart, you can see lower momentum on PP and RSI. So that's telling us that VIX is getting ready to go lower, which is going to be good for equity market and Bitcoin as well, because Bitcoin is lately replicating S&P 500. Okay, so let's go to my personal indicator and show you the levels here. And by the way, this morning we had a good trade. Let me hide this because I don't need these. So let me get rid of this all-moving average. Okay, so US 500, we had good trades in the morning. I was telling everybody we are in the neutral zone here. So maybe let me actually delete this line because it's confusing people. So I was telling maybe we can come in the buy zone, and look what happened. We came to buy zone and we bounced, and I told I gave these updates to private member group. And from here, they easily made around 0.7% profit. Nasdaq 100, same thing. We were here in the neutral zone. I gave these zones to my members, and then and even in the afternoon, I was telling we are here. This is where you should be looking to buy. And from there, now we are up almost 1%, more than 1%. Okay, now we're in the neutral zone. So for tomorrow, if we come back here in the buy zone, 14,474, look to buy. And on US 500, if we come to 42.59, look to buy there. Dow Jones, these zones are around very close to buy zone, 33,479, look to buy here. Russell 2000 in the middle neutral zone, came to sell zone, now it's in the neutral zone. So again, it can come all the way down to 1762, look to buy here, all right. And the triple Qs, let's bring in extended hours trading here, is also in the neutral zone. 353 is the buy zone, look to buy there. And let me show you the last one, which is SPY. The levels here, again, it's also very close to the buy zone. Also, there's a gap fill around 422. If we come down here, fill this gap, that's going to be perfect time to buy. 424.84 is the first one, first standard deviation to buy here. Okay, all right, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button on your way out. And if you want to join my Discord group, there's a link description in the description of this video. You can join for free. And if you want to know pre-market and during the market zones, you can subscribe. It's only like $7 a month. One trade can make you can cover subscription fee for the whole year. But guys, thank you and have a good day tomorrow.